Hey Vinyl community, haven't made any videos for a long time, been very busy with a lot of things going on, but you know, I wanted to jump in real quick and make a quick kind of like a wrap up to 2012 as far as music goes and what I bought and what I listened to and what came out new. So this is my real quick attempt at that. As far as 2012 goes, I'll start out with a couple of books that I read. The first one being, got this for Christmas from my daughter. It's called Peter Criss Make Up the Breakup. If you're a Kiss fan or a fan of, like, you know, 70s hard rock stuff, this is a really good book. I read Ace Frehley's book last year. Peter Criss seemed to be a little bit more open and honest and detailed maybe Ace held some things back, I don't know, but Peter probably ruffled some feathers when he wrote this book because he, I don't want to say he brought up a lot of dirt. He was just very honest in some of the early dealings with Kiss, or even later dealings for that matter, you know, during the reunion tour. So, but anyway, if you're a Kiss fan, you haven't read this, I certainly recommend this. Great book. Another book that my one daughter got me was Kicking and Dreaming, The Story of Heart. And I've always liked Heart. Ann Wilson has one of the greatest voices I think I've ever heard. Great book. It jumps around a little bit. Sometimes Ann gives her point of view. Sometimes Nancy gives her point of view. Other recent and past band members give, you know, their points of view. So here's a really good book too. I mean, if you're a Heart fan, again, 70s, 80s rock fan, you can relate to a lot of stuff in this book. So it was very interesting reading. As far as music goes, some of the music that I got that came out in 2012, it was really good. I'll start with Joe Bonamassa, Driving Towards Daylight. I don't have this on vinyl. You know, you can pay sometimes $35 for Joe Bonamassa on vinyl. That gets a little steep, so I bought the CD. I have most of his stuff on CD. I have a couple of his albums on vinyl, but anyway, this is a great album. I mean, if you guys watch my videos, you know Joe Bonamassa. I'm just a stinking huge fan of his. My son got me Live at the Beacon Theater, which is also a 2012 Blu-ray that came out. So both these 2012 releases are really good. I can't say enough about Joe Bonamassa. I've seen him live twice. I got to meet him one time in person, and he signed a bunch of stuff for me. Just a stellar guy, and just an amazing musician. Even my wife, who she likes music, and she's not as passionate about it as I am, she could still sit and listen to Joe Bonamassa. She's seen him live with me, and she really likes him too. So he's just a great showman, a great guitar player, and I can't say enough about him. So as far as 2012 releases go, definitely one of the highlights is Driving Towards Daylight and this Blu-ray. Another CD that I am probably going to get on vinyl is Van Halen, A Different Kind of Truth. This came out in 2012. You know, I can honestly say when I first listened to this album, I wasn't real crazy about it. I'm still not crazy about the first song, Tattoo, the first release. I think I don't know, it's just not very good if you ask me. But the rest of the album, it just grows on me. Dave's voice sounded kind of, I don't know, kind of weak a little bit, you know. But Eddie's guitar playing is superb. I mean, this is a really tight, good sounding Van Halen album. Do I wish Michael Anthony was in the band? Yeah, sure I do. You know, Wolfgang does a great job. I hear he's kind of the organizer in Van Halen, and maybe he, you know, breathed new life into the band. I don't know, but you know, I'm kind of a purist. I like that original group, and I really wish Michael Anthony was involved with it. But you know, Song 2 on, it's really a great album. So, A Different Kind of Truth. I'll pick it up on vinyl here one of these days. Gee, here we go, back on this thing with original band members. I mean, I got Kiss Monster this year, and this came out, and you know, a lot of us have been waiting for a new Kiss album. You know, I'm really not into Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer wearing, you know, the original Peter Criss and Ace Frehley makeup. I think if you're going to do that, put your own identity on. But and I even think Tommy Thayer's guitar playing, he sounds a lot like Ace Frehley. You can tell he almost, I hate to want to say the word copy, but I think he kind of copies him a lot, but his styles. But anyway, I mean, it is a good rockin' album. It's a good Kiss record. You know, it's not super fantastic or anything, but I was glad to hear new music out of the band. But you know, man, I wish the original guys were in it. So, speaking of Kiss, this came out this year. Kiss Destroyer Resurrected. This is a re-release on 180 gram vinyl. Different album cover on it. A couple different versions of a few songs on it. So, this is such a highlight album. Such a great album to listen to originally. You know, and then when they re-released it and reproduced it and stuff, it sounds really good. So this is a great Kiss highlight for 2012. Back to Joe Bonamassa. I can never say enough about him. 2012 brought us Black Country Communion's third album, Afterglow. Most know that Joe Bonamassa is the guitar player in this band, along with Glenn Hughes on vocals and bass, Derek Sherinian on keyboards, and Jason Bonham on drums. I actually got to meet Jason Bonham one time. Really nice guy to meet and talk to. Anyway, so this is a very good album. You know, Black Country Communion has 3 albums out now. There's some inner turmoil going on in the band as far as touring schedules and stuff. I hope it's not their last album that they do, but if it is, they've given us 3 fantastic records. And but I really love Afterglow. This might be my favorite out of all 3. So very good, hard kicking record. If you're a fan of it, sounds like basically it was made in 1975, 1978. It's this real straightforward driving music. A very anticipated album, Aerosmith, Music from Another Dimension. This got some pretty high ratings. You know, there was so much hoopla coming out about this before it was actually released, and we had a couple of singles released before the album came out. You know, a lot of reviews I read said, you know, this is Aerosmith going back to their roots. It's going to sound like old Aerosmith. I really didn't get that. You know, I mean, to me, old Aerosmith is, you know, Get Your Wings and Rocks, stuff like that. This doesn't, to me, sound like that. Maybe I need to listen to it some more. I don't know, but is it bad? Heck no. It's a good album. Steven Tyler sounds amazing. You know, there's very few singers that can still pull it off what they did in the 70s that they're doing today. Steven Tyler is definitely one of those singers. You know, you think of guys like Sammy Hagar, who at 65 years old still sounds amazing. Guys like Dave Meniketti from Y&T, he still sounds great today. And so does Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. And it's a good record, but I was a little disappointed because I thought it would be a little harder, a little edgier, a little more, I don't know, basic and back to the roots, and it wasn't for me. But still a good album. I mean, I'm going to keep listening to it over and over again, and maybe I'll jump on board a little bit more, but I wasn't disappointed in it, you know, hugely, just a little bit. Last, as far as, this isn't really a 2012 release. It came out in December of 2011, but what a killer record, Worship Music by Anthrax. I listened to this a lot in 2012, so to me it's a 2012 album. I understand Rob, I think it's Caggiano or Caggiano, I don't know how you pronounce his last name, has recently left the band. And would I love to see Dan Spitz, the original guitar player, get back in? I would really like to see that, but I don't think it's going to happen. But anyway, this was a really heavy, good album. I mean, I can't complain at all about it. Joey Belladonna being back in the band on vocals was great, so I loved Worship Music. Now, my top album of 2012 is what's actually on right now back here. Maybe I'll turn it up a little bit so you can hear it more. Is Rush, Clockwork Angels. This is not a disappointment by any means. I mean, we had 2 releases come out about a year ago off this record before the album came out, and I don't know, when the album finally came out in its entirety, I jumped on board and got it. What a great, great, great Rush album. It gets back to the roots a little bit. It just didn't disappoint. Every song is good on it. I mean, Geddy Lee sounds great. I really hope these guys give us a few more albums yet, you know, before they hang it up. Hopefully they just keep playing. I know they tour a lot, but what a great album. If you're a Rush fan, I'm sure you probably already have this. It's kind of a combination. It's a little bit like maybe early Rush, like, I don't want to, maybe Hemispheres, Farewell to Kings. Then, you know, there's some stuff I think from Moving Pictures and Permanent Waves on here, and then clean up the Grace Under Pressure, which I loved Grace Under Pressure, even though it was very keyboarded. After that, I kind of lost a little bit of interest in Rush because of all the keyboard sounds. They got away from it, but really good album. I listened to this one a lot. Sounds great on vinyl. And then I thought, you know, maybe a cool thing to do. See, listen how good that sounds. That's just, Rush is just so amazing. One thing I thought would be cool to do is maybe do like a throwback album. An album that sounded good back in the 80s. It still sounds good to this day when you put it on the turntable. And I looked through my collection, and if you're a hard rock, heavy metal fan, you might have this. Easy O. And what a really good album. A Japanese metal band. think it was actually, yeah, produced by Gene Simmons. You know, the most famous song on here is A House of a Thousand Pleasures, but this album has a very tight, heavy sound to it, good hooks. Hopefully maybe somebody's watching this and you realize you have it in your collection, you go back and pull it out and listen to it, because what a great album. So, alright, there's my quick video. I hope to do some more videos soon, but time is limited, so to all my friends out in the VC, hope you guys are doing well, and you know, keep in touch. And I keep watching your videos all the time, and I comment from here and there, but you guys, I hope everybody's off to a great 2013, and have a great night, and keep listening to music. Alright, take care.